A year ago at the Meadowlands, the Dallas Cowboys met the New York Giants on Monday Night Football. Deion Sanders put on a one-man show in a nation so has billed himself primetime, was as much substance as style.
Sanders under it at the 40, coming left, looking for a block, starts back right, now reverses field, slices back left to the 30. A foot race to the 20, say touchdown, Deion Sanders.
Tonight, Deion returns to the Meadowlands with a warning.
Opposing quarterbacks, I want you to know I'm back. Don't believe what they said about the toe. I am back. If you want to find out, try me.
Here's what the Giants learned when they tried him last year.
Intercepted at the 30-yard line. Coming right, it's Sanders to midfield. Sanders to the 30. He starts the high step at the 25. He did it again.
This is my time now. It's time for Prime to shine.
The number 21 of Deion Sanders will generate another high-voltage glow tonight as the Dallas Cowboys take on the New York Giants once again. It's primetime just off Broadway on ABC's Monday Night Football. Emmitt Smith out in front.
Well, it's time to blast off and get underway. The NFL best are ready to play. The Cowboys gallop north looking to rock, but the Giants have circled this game in the swamp. You better be ready. Strap in and hold tight. It's gonna get down and dirty tonight. Come on and hit it. Come on and get ready. Are you ready for some football? A Monday night party. Yeah, it's a Super Bowl season. 30 years and still rocking. Al and Boomer are set. Crowd in sight. All my rowdy friends are here for Monday night. That's right.
It is a crisp, cool, and breezy night in the Big Apple. And 8 miles from Midtown Manhattan, a full house will look on at Giants Stadium as the New York Giants take on the Dallas Cowboys. Al Michaels along with Boomer Esiason and Leslie Visser. The Dallas Cowboys got off to a great start this season. They were 3-0, went to Philadelphia last week, and then lost Michael Irvin early in the game to a frightening neck injury. It seemed to deflate the team. They let the Eagles hang around, and the next thing you know, Philadelphia wins its first game of the season over Dallas, and the Cowboys try to rebound tonight against the New York Giants, who are at an early season crossroads right now, a mark of 2-3. Defensively playing pretty well, but offensively they've been, well, offensive. They've scored only 6 touchdowns on offense in 5 games. They try to get it stirred up tonight against the Cowboys. Good matchup on Monday Night Football, the Cowboys against the Giants. Stepnoski was dubious this week because of back problems, but in there tonight. And Aikman goes down as he retreats, and Robert Harris comes bursting through for the sack.
Robert Harris running right around number 67, Everett MacGyver. I've been there before. I will tell you this, that the Giant defense has been speaking all week about how they need to get help from the Giant offense. And when you watch the way they play, take a look at number 97 at the top of your screen. This gives a little push move, and then Everett MacGyver leans too far forward, and Robert Harris just absolutely creams Troy Aikman. The defense is holding up its end of the bargain at this point.
That's a 9-yard sack. They're out of field goal range now. It's a dubious call. Looks a lot worse in slow motion than it was in real time. First down at the 47-yard line.
And you could see Troy Aikman reading the defense and making audibles at the line of scrimmage.
And Aikman stepping up, but nowhere to roam, and gets tackled at the 44-yard line, hit first by Michael Strahan.
Al, all week here in New York, it was offense versus defense. The Giant defense was putting pressure on the offensive players. They wanted to make sure that they came out spirited tonight. If all the offense has to do is take a look at their 11 guys on the field right now, watch how they're playing football. They are in the face of the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas is going to have a hard time scoring tonight if they can keep this up. 3 years. Boy, he and Emmitt both. I mean, they look great.
Emmitt has found the fountain of youth, and why not? He's a native Floridian. Richie Cunningham has never missed 2 in one game, but he's missed 1 in each of the last 4. This is a 38-yard attempt. He's missed a 48-yarder, and now this one is just inside the left upright. So from 38, Cunningham connects, and the Dallas Cowboys take the lead with exactly 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter in the New Jersey Meadowlands. Dallas 3, the Giants nothing. From the 16, Aikman stepping off to his left, has it tipped and intercepted at the 11-yard line by Sam Dorrance. And again, the Giant defense keeping him in the game, and McGarity is still down.
Al, you talked about McGarity dropping balls early on this season. Right there, a huge drop. Hit him right in the hands, goes right through his hands. How much more can the Giant defense do for you?
They've done plenty to this point. They're keeping him in the game. 3-0 Dallas. Next week. Well, after the timeout, the Giants have elected to go for the field goal. Brad Dalwiso will attempt a 27-yard field goal, which would tie the game after an 80-yard drive, and the kick is good. So Jim Fossil figuring the worst thing of all would be to not convert and still be trailing 3-0 after an 80-yard drive.
Remember how good his defense is. He wants to keep his team in the game.
3-3.
I think every week we get a call like this, Al. The quarterback, when he is within the tight end box, from the all the way back to the end line, if you are inside of that box, you have to throw it towards somebody. If you are outside of that box, you just have to throw it towards the line of scrimmage. And Troy was inside the box, hence the penalty.
Well inside. Second down, 18. And Aikman gets sacked, and is it a safety? They jam him back into the end zone. Corey Widmer, but they're going to give him forward progress outside the end zone. So they'll have the ball inside the 1. And now they'll put it actually outside the 1-yard line. So Aikman forced back into the end zone, but gets the benefit of forward progress.
Troy was sitting back there waiting for Ernie Mills to come deep across the middle and get open. He pumps one way and tries to throw the other way, but the Giant defensive front 4 have been relentless tonight, and you could see Michael Strahan, Corey Widmer, Keith Hamilton, all coming in the middle. I am so impressed by this defense tonight, Al. I've been reading about them, I've been watching them on film, but no way in the world did I think that they were this good and this active. Ball off, and they get no yards, and it's a little handoff up the middle, and they're not running worth anything tonight. Why would you even do that? To me, I think sooner or later, you just have to let loose. You have one of the greatest quarterbacks that's ever played in the game. Let him play.
Third down and 12. Aikman from the gun. The Giants rush only 3. And then Troy throws over the middle and hits Ernie Mills, but well short of the first down, and Dallas will have to punt.
And, and he's frustrated because he has to stand back there, and he's got to take these little things, and he never gets a chance to get into the rhythm of the game. And the hardest thing for any quarterback, Al, is to hand it off. Okay, it's 3rd and 12. Go make a play for me. Quarterbacks want to get into the game. They want to throw the ball on first down. They want to be able to complete short passes to move the chains. Not always get backed up 3rd and 12, 3rd and 8, and stuff like that.
So he'll be going to punt. Tiki Barber deep for the Giants. That's a good punt. Barber at the 15-yard line. And Tiki breaks one out past the 40. He gets by going. They chase him down the sideline. Tiki staying in bounds and goes all the way for the touchdown.
Finally a break for the New York Giants, Al, with a terrific run back and set up the blocks. Toby going again, out kicking his coverage, and Tiki Barber breaking a few tackles and outrunning him down the sideline. Finally a break for the Giants.
No flags, and he was able to stay in bounds. It's one of those things, there's so much action on the sideline with the players and everybody else converging that you don't know for the moment if he was able to stay in bounds. He just barely does. Look at that.
And when you kick and you outkick your coverage, you give that cover man an opportunity to set up the return, and that's exactly what happened. And what a terrific play by Tiki Barber.
Giants take the lead. It's the second longest punt return in Giants history. Well, if somebody told you tonight that number 21 would run back a punt for a touchdown at the Meadowlands, you say, oh no, not Dion again. Nope, wasn't Dion again. It was Barber. 10-3. Company at home next week against the Falcons on Monday night. Now Riso's kick fielded up at the 8-yard line by Kevin Mathis, and he brings it back to the 30. So Tiki Barber in a 3-3 game, fielding this one at the 15-yard line, and this the second longest punt return in Giant history, second only to Amani Toomer's 87-yard run back 3 years ago.
Well, defense and special teams, it's not pretty, but it can be exciting. And Tiki Barber showed you right there why it can be exciting. And you see his combined yards for the night, 167 yards. Certainly the MVP of this, at least offensively from this point.
Absolutely. Report on Rocket Ismail. An injured left wrist is what we're getting from the bench. Should return, but he's not in at the moment. They're going with a triple tight end set here on 2nd down and goal. A reminder, after the game, you can tune into ESPN's SportsCenter Monday Night Football post-game show with live reports and analysis. Well, they have 3 tight ends and a fullback in the huddle right now.
Here we go. It's on the Giant defense again to stop them. I go back to the 6-minute and 40-second mark when the Giants took over on 1st down, and 3 plays and out. Give the Cowboys the ball back with 5 minutes and 3 seconds. And in the second half have done absolutely nothing offensively. 4 plays, 5 plays, and 3 plays.
Cowboys almost doubled the Giants total. The difference in the game, of course, is the Barber punt return of 85 yards. Tight formation, 2nd and goal from inside the 2, and they give it to Emmitt Smith, and there he goes into the end zone to give them a chance to tie the game. And for Emmitt Smith, the 130th rushing touchdown of his career. That's a record, and the 140th total touchdown. And it's almost as if, you've heard about teams that find a way to win, and that's exactly what the Cowboys will do tonight. If they win this game, they will have found somehow, some way in this morass of an offensive performance tonight a way to win.
You could just see the strength, and Jesse Armstead turning the wrong way, and he's actually going up against the tight end, number 84, Mike Lucky. Mike Lucky took Jesse Armstead right out of the play.
Cunningham to tie the game, and does. Emmitt Smith came into the game needing 25 yards to hit 13,000 in his career. You would figure that's easy first quarter. It takes him 58 minutes, 3 seconds, but he finally gets there. 22 carries, 26 yards, but in crunch time, there he was to tie it.
Well, there's Kent Graham. They haven't done anything offensively, and I guess if you're the Dallas Cowboys, you got to feel pretty good about where you're sitting right now. When you're a quarterback, and right there, Pete Mitchell doesn't come through for you.
2nd and 10 from the 41-yard line. Graham, a little dump off underneath to the man of the hour, Barber, breaking tackles all over the joint, heading for the end zone. Sanders saves the touchdown, but may have not saved the game, as the Giants are in field goal range with 27 seconds to play. Tiki Barber.
A terrific run by Tiki Barber. Give Kent Graham credit for staying in the pocket, biding a little time, throwing a nice, easy, soft touch pass to a wide-open Tiki Barber. Now, that's how you run. You run right up the middle of the field, and you break tackles. 3 missed tackles, and then Deion Sanders saving a touchdown run. This year, as we've seen everything.
Yes, we have. And we saw a Philadelphia-Dallas game a couple of years ago that ended with what appeared to be a sure Philadelphia field goal and a bobbled snap, Tommy Hutton, and a Dallas win. This one is to win it. 5 seconds left. It'll be spotted at the 12. It's a 22-yard field goal attempt. Good snap, good hold, good kick.
Well, if there was ever a coach that needed a break, Jim Fossil got it tonight. He still has an awful lot of work to do with his offense. And he'll probably start by examining penalties and miscues, especially up front.
And a missed field goal that went off the upright at the end of the third quarter. I mean, a million things to look back on.
And a heck of a timeout to make the Cowboys kick into the win.
Absolutely, but in the same end zone through which Dalwiso just put this chip shot.
Right, exactly.
Maynard putting it down, Dalwiso sending it through, and the Giants a 21-yard field goal officially. And Jim Fossil has just watched his team at an early season crossroads go to 3-3.
And everybody owes this guy a little debt of gratitude right here. He's had a great night, and it's been on special teams and a one big catch he had at the end.
They should carry him off in a sedan chair. Monday Night Football, the Cowboys have routed the Giants. 7th time these teams have met on Monday night. Look at the last three. 38-10, 35-0, and 31-7. And tonight, Dion, who has been not much of a factor apart from the fact that they've been kicking away from him and not really throwing in his direction, and that's nothing new.
Well, I can tell you right now, they're not kicking it back there now. This will be a dribbler down the middle.
They'll do whatever they can to get it into Dion's hand.
And if it's not, somebody needs to have their head examined.
Well, it'll be a bouncer, and barring a run back for a touchdown or barring a penalty, the Giants will go to 3-3. Washington will be alone in first place in the NFC East.
Now there's a team that can play some offense.
The Cowboys will go to 3-2, and the Redskins and the Cowboys will meet in Irving on Sunday.
What are they doing?
Well, they're going to kick, and Dion's going to take it at the 12. Now, wouldn't this be the all-timer? Dion's looking to lateral. Now he's going to keep it. Now it's like the Stanford play. Is this possible? Kevin Mathis, unless it was a forward pass, and Mathis laterals it. It will go for the moment for a touchdown, but there's a flag down at the 28, and the flag, I would think, is for a forward pass on the return. If it's a forward pass, obviously it comes back. The officials now gather. I guarantee you we're going to have a replay. There's
illegal
no question
forward
about
pass
that.
during a return.
All right, now
the game is over.
The game is over for the moment. Gailey is saying, but wait a second. Upstairs, they have to look at this play. The Giants, of course, are going to vacate the field as quickly as they can. Upstairs, they're going to take a look at this. Now, you be the judge as we see Dion. He's going to dance, work his way through. He initially attempts to lateral here.
Let's take a look.
Watch where he is. He comes up to the 26, and that is a forward pass.
It goes forward. Yes, it does.
Yep.
Now, Al,
by a yard or a yard and a half.
Now, my first question is who called that? Why would you kick the ball off like that?
Well,
what a great execution play by the Dallas Cowboys. Let's take a look. It's very clear that it went forward.
It's the old Cal Stanford play from the 1982 Classic. And that one should have been brought back for about 9 penalties. Apart from that, it was one of the most memorable moments in football history. Singor Mobley winds up going into the end zone for a Pyrrhic touchdown. And the Giants wind up winning the game by a score of 13-10. So the Giants huddled in prayer. Eric Williams doesn't seem to be too upset, at least for the moment. In a moment, back with the play of the game.